Hey guys, this video is going to be a first video series called Linux Tips for Developers. Okay, that's going to be a series that I'm planning to do where I'm going to show you a very short videos with the small tips that they can make your life working in Linux very easy. Okay, the disclaimer here is going to be that that's not meant for some Linux guru or some DevOps, and they have a lot of experience of Linux. Okay. Because it's going to be very basic. But anyway, if you're one of those persons, well, why not stay around here so you can prove our workflow, and you can help all of us learn something new by typing your opinion down in the description. Okay, so without further ado, let's start right with something very helpful. That something that was very helpful, at least for me all these years. And something that it's very easy to implement as well. Let's say that there is a many repetitive tasks that you do in your terminal and you're typing some stuff all the time. So why we not do this kind of stuff more easy and more short? And how we can do this? Well, we can do this using Alias. Okay, the Alias, we can use it in the Mac OS as well. There is a different configuration, but you can figure it out, I'm sure. But in our case, we use Ubuntu based system. We're going to implement it here. Okay, what exactly the Alias and how they can help us is that I just give you a simple example. Let's create one actually, and then what we do first is that we specify the command that we want to type, and then we specify what's the input that we want to receive, like the command that we want to run with this command that we type. Well, to not make it more confused, let's go on to do it like, for example, if I say hola and I'm typing hola, what I want to return after I'm typing hola is I want to return mundo, right? That sounds okay. And let's test. Well, obviously just mundo is not going to work by itself, so you have to say echo, sorry about that, it's just a stupid mistake, and then we say hola mundo. So you get just the basic idea here, and that's not very useful. It's not very useful because no one wants to type hola mundo, and as well because that's not saving actually. If we just close the terminal and then we open again and we say hola, that doesn't mean nothing for the terminal because we don't save this in any place. So the place that we going to save this kind of alias it is in our bashrc file. The bashrc file is the name in the Ubuntu based, like I said, Linux distribution. I'm not sure what was the name, I just don't remember what was the name in macOS, but I'm sure that you can figure it out by yourself if you want to implement this in macOS. Okay, in our case, it's a Linux tip for developers, so it's going to be everything in Linux. Okay, so let's go to open the bashrc, and we're going to use nano. And we say bashrc. Okay, let's make actually this one bigger so you can see what's happening here. As you can see already, we have a command that they pre-built for us, and the bashrc it's loading when the user is logged in. Okay, let's go to find the area with the alias, and as you can see here, there we have already alias built for us. Like for example, the AOL command. The command that, for example, if you in one directory and you type AOL, you get the tree of all the directories and files that you have inside. Okay, typing AOL, and you see in the background what's happening is that it just execute AOS then space dash ALF. Okay, that's executing in the background, but you just type AL. So we want to do something similar with task that we do many stuff. For example, let's start with something very obvious. For example, if we want, most of the time you type git status, so we want to short this one with a GS or GST, whatever you prefer, and then we can say here what that means is that every time when we type GS is going to give you the status, and that's quite useful. It's more short. Okay, as well we can do this for GB, which is going to be git. Oops, sorry about this too here, it's not the place, and that's git git branch, okay? And just type in gb, we get the git branch. If we want to see what's the branches that we have, we just type gb. If you want to create the branch, you type a gb and then the name of the branch that you want to create, okay? Make sure that the commands that you type in here, and make sure that they like strange or something specific that you're going to remember, but they not like something that could be fighting with another operative system commands or programs that they're installing already. What I mean, that if there is a program that to execute the program with the GS, or probably don't name your alias GS, just name it in a different way, okay? Yep, as you can see here, that's quite useful. Something that is very useful as well, well, very useful, it's just if you don't want to type this, rmdir, and if you guess by now, that's going to rm-fr, and that's going to remove a directory for us, okay? We want to do it like this because it's going to be rmdir. It's something more easy and more easy to type and more easy to remember, okay? So yep, we have it, and what we have to do is that in order that it's going to work is that we have to save it, and to save you just can close with the Control X, okay? Once when we have the message down there, you just press Y for yes, and then you just press enter, and we're done. Well, actually we're not done, because we have to reload this file in order to start working correctly for us. How we do this? Typing source and then the name basher.c file, okay, and that's going to reload. Now we have to exit from the session, and that's going to work. Well, actually it's going to cd and js, and it's going to test it like I don't know, GS is going to be a status, but we don't have the repository obviously. So if we mkdir means that we create directory just test. We have the directory with AOL, if you remember the command. There we go. So we have the test directory here, and we say rmdir means that we want to remove a test directory, and that's it, done. We don't have the test directory. So as you can see, that is quite helpful, but I show you just the last case here that probably you're going to enjoy that a lot, and it's something that's going to make your life very, very easy. Well, most of the time when I start prototyping something, I need ES6 and I need live server and I need some SAS, but I need this quickly because it's just going to be a prototype, just going to be test, and probably after that, if it's not what I'm exactly looking for, I'm just going to delete this this folder. Okay, so I just want to have some option that I can start prototyping quickly. And now in this case, what I use is just use a simple repository, and I have it here. And this repository include Webpack, and that's a bubble for our ES6, then SAS and linter as well we have. So what we have to do, traditionally you just have to, obviously you have to clone your project, then you have to put the name of your project. We call it test app, and yeah, well, yeah, well, actually in the alias you can do, if you just want to type clone and that's working, you can create one alias for this, okay? Let's see, cd into task, okay, so then we have to cd in this, and then we have to say yarn install, and then after when everything is installed, then we say if we want to open with the Visual Studio, we just type code and all this stuff, okay? But we just don't want to do this every time when we want to start prototyping this, okay? So what's the solution here? Well, let's go to cd back, and let's rmdir, okay, and let's go to remove this test project, and we start from clean. We create a similar than alias, but we create something a little bit more dynamic here. I'm sure that you're going to enjoy that. Let's go with nano, and we say in bash rc file. We open the bash rc file again, we open it, we go under the alias that we just created a few seconds ago. We're going to create a function. Okay, a function. Why? Because we want, first of all, we want to execute multiple lines of commands. Okay, and second, we want some variables. We want some parameters to use here, like the name of the project. Okay, so what we can do is that, for example, let's call it. Okay, it's going to be, our function is going to call vanilla.js, and means that what we want to happening when we type vanilla.js in our terminal. Let's go to separate this one here. Let's go to give us a space. The first command that we want, that's git, and then the name of the repository. And here for the name, that's the cool part here, is that we going to put our parameter. Okay, that's going to be the name. Means that when you type vanilla and then name, vanilla.js in your terminal and then the name, it's going to execute first of all this command. Then a second command is that we want to cd into the name that we just create. Okay, and once when we cd on this, we want to do yarn install. Okay. And in my case, I say in my case because I'm using a Visual Studio Code, but if you use some different kind of code editor, you can put it on here, or you just cannot put nothing. It's just up to you. But you see how this works, and you see how powerful and how you can make your system easy for you. Okay, so let's go to see code like this. And yeah, I think that's it. So again, to save, Control X. Once when you have the message down there, you just press Y and then enter. Okay, and source.bashrc is the way that you're going to reload the bashrc file. Once when you reload, exit from the session that you have open, and let's go to actually close this one because we don't need it anymore. Then again, we cd into the JavaScript folder here, and let's go to test it. And then test up, and that's yeah, because we call it vanilla.js, sorry, yes, and then test up. Let's start to cloning for us, and then the second is going to install. Well, first of all, cd into the folder, then it's going to install everything. And if everything is working correctly, that's going to open for us the code editor. So as you can see, we just type one command, then the parameter, the option that we want on this command, and then it's going to make everything for us. So I'm sure that by now you just see how powerful it is one and how it can be helpful in your workflow. Okay, give me a minute, just a minute, that everything is installed so we can confirm that it's working actually, and I'm not talking about some stuff that they're not working. Okay, and like this, then you can implement in your system and you can start to enjoy that. Okay, obviously you can start your server, but don't do this. Just leave the server as it is. It means that once when you install everything, open your code editor, after that manually you should start your server. That's better. Okay, well, if we type Alias, you see that in the right window I have my code editor opening and it's everything inside. What's that mean? Well, it's mean that our vanilla.js command is just working perfectly. Okay, so guys, I hope so that was quite helpful for you, and we see you probably in some of the next video. Okay, enjoy your day. Bye.